How to lose 5% body fat in 5 weeks with these 5 underrated habits. It may sound ambitious, but it is possible. Losing just 5% body fat is enough to see a good change in your body composition. Just check me out here. I was 80 kilograms and then I lost 5% body fat, which made quite a difference in how lean I look. Even at a slightly higher body fat percentage, losing 5% body fat is powerful. See the progress of my online coaching client Zakaria when he went from 25 to 20% body fat. Also check Adalai when he went from 23% to 18% body fat. So your goal now, if you want to get leaner, is to lose that first 5%. You can of course get even leaner like my clients did after losing the first 5%, but it is important to get the ball rolling with a proper approach. I will help you with that in today's video. Underrated habit number 1 is delaying your first meal of the day. This is something I use personally. When I wake up in the morning time, I typically do not have a large appetite. So why spend 600 calories on a breakfast if I can save those calories for later in the day, when I actually do want to enjoy a meal? Many people share this sentiment. Looking at intermittent fasting research, when individuals delay their first meal of the day till let's say lunchtime, it becomes easier to maintain a calorie deficit. Because now instead of having to spread your calories over 3 to 4 daily meals, you can spread your calories over 2 larger meals and maybe a small snack. So each meal becomes more satiating and you avoid going to bed hungry. A 2023 research review also supports this notion. Intermittent fasting, in which you eat for 8 hours of the day and fast for 16 hours, was found to result in good fat loss progress without the participants even tracking their calories. Also, for muscle maintenance, intermittent fasting was found to be equally effective as eating normally throughout the day. So especially if you are the type that does not necessarily enjoy breakfast, there's no need to have a huge breakfast. The idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is mostly a message pushed by cereal companies trying to get you to eat their sugar-packed products. But as supported by research, you can delay your first meal of the day with no problems. Because the calories need to go down one way or another to lose fat. You either decrease calories earlier in the day or you decide to restrict calories later in the day. The second underrated habit is making your meals protein-centric. When fat loss is the goal, people often think about having light salads. But the most important food group to consider are your protein sources, and a specific kind of protein source. I'll explain that in a second. There are 3 big reasons why we see in the research that having protein-rich meals results in better fat loss progress. First of all, high-protein diets are more effective for maintaining muscle. In one study, the researchers had 2 groups of resistance-trained athletes. The first group maintained a protein intake of 180 grams per day, whereas the second group consumed only 80 grams of protein per day. As you can see in this figure, the group with the higher protein intake maintained more muscle. Secondly, protein helps you feel more satiated. A great example is this study by the University of Washington. When the participants increased their protein intake from 75 to 150 grams of protein per day, their hunger decreased and they actually ended up eating fewer calories in a day. So by upping your protein intake, you make it easier to eat fewer total calories. But not all protein sources are equally filling. Liquid protein sources like shakes may not fill you up as much as shown in this paper. And that's why I said we need a specific type of protein, and those are solid protein sources that are high in volume, like eggs, chicken breast, lean beef, fish, and lentils. These foods make maintaining a calorie deficit much easier. The third reason protein boosts your fat loss is that it has a high thermic effect of food. Per 100 calories of protein you consume, roughly 20 to 30 calories are burned for digestion. This is higher than the thermic effect of carbohydrates and fats. So when you increase your protein intake, you increase your energy expenditure, and this results in a greater calorie deficit for fat loss. My recommendation to you, consume at least 1.6 grams per kilogram of your goal body weight in protein daily. The next underrated habit is something you already do, but you may not do enough of, and that is having more frequent walks. A 2017 study found that walking an extra 30 minutes every day while having a calorie deficit increases fat loss progress by 20%. Just think about that for a second. Such a low-level commitment as walking an extra 30 minutes boosts your fat loss by 20%. People spend a fortune on fat burner pills that supposedly boost your progress by 5%, which they don't even do, as supported by this research showing that fat burners are mostly ineffective. So if you are looking for a hack to speed up your fat loss, get an extra walk in while staying in a calorie deficit with your nutrition. This is something I applied with my online coaching client Zakaria as well. When Zakaria got leaner and went from 35% to 20% body fat, we reached a bit of a fat loss plateau. As a way to increase Zakaria's progress, we added a 30-minute daily walk during his lunch break. The 30-minute walk was on top of his 4 weekly training sessions and controlled nutrition. These 30-minute walks helped us break through the plateau, and Zakaria reached the next level of getting to 15% body fat. So do not underestimate the power of regular walking. By the way, everyone's fitness journey is different and will require different strategies to make the best progress. If you would like me to design your fitness approach to fully elevate your fitness progress, visit the link in my description to apply for one-on-one online coaching. I will design your personalized training and nutrition approach while guiding you throughout the process. Apply now and we can schedule a call to discuss your fitness goals. The fourth habit is one that is not talked about enough, and that's the impact alcohol has on your fat loss progress. It's not that alcohol by itself makes you gain fat, but drinking can easily push you out of that calorie deficit. Alcohol contains calories, providing about 7 calories per gram. These calories from alcoholic beverages add up without making you feel satiated. I do not drink, but I do know from friends that an alcoholic beverage is typically not consumed by itself. Alcohol is often combined with a snack or food, making it even harder to control calories. Also, alcohol has a byproduct known as acetate, which is toxic. Acetate causes your body to temporarily block fat burning until you have burned those alcohol calories off. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do, I just care about you and your progress. For my online coaching clients that have the goal of getting leaner, I give them the recommendation to limit alcohol to no more than 2 times per week. For each day, the calorie value of the alcoholic beverages should not exceed 10% of your daily calorie intake. The fifth habit is about having a refeed day. Some people call these cheat days, but I don't like the word cheat day, because enjoying life and sometimes having a nice meal should not be considered cheating. A refeed is a day in which you purposely allow yourself to eat higher calories, in this case at your maintenance calories. Eating at maintenance calories gives your mind and body a break from being in a calorie deficit without having a setback. Such a refeed day even has the potential to improve your progress by giving your muscles extra energy for one day. This is supported by a recent paper that found better muscle maintenance when having refeed days. Especially as you get leaner and the challenge of a calorie deficit kicks in, the planned refeed day improves the sustainability of your fat loss phase. I apply such a refeed day once per week as well when I'm in a calorie deficit, and it allows for some controlled enjoyment of food you would not have on a typical day. Now, a sixth bonus tip I want to leave you with is to make sure that you also keep your lifting habits in place throughout your fat loss journey. A recent 2024 study found that if you do not lift weights, 25% of the weight you lose is muscle. So if you lose 10 pounds, only 7.5 pounds will come from fat, and 2.5 pounds will come from your hard-earned muscle. Fortunately though, we know from other research that you can maintain and even slightly build muscle if you continue lifting weights. A great example is this 2016 study. While lifting weights, being in a calorie deficit, and maintaining a higher protein intake, the participants built 1 pound of muscle while losing 4 pounds of fat in a 30-day time frame. So apply all the 5 habits I discussed in this video while also making sure your lifting habits stay in place. That was it for today's video. To learn more about how to go from 25 to 10% body fat, I recommend you check this video here above me. I want to thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you in that next video.